Planes and birds, two inhabitants of the sky, seem to have nothing in common. But when they meet at the wrong time, the consequences can be much more terrible than imagined. Bird-aircraft collisions, also known as burst drives, are a major threat to the aviation industry, not only endangering human lives, but also costing billions of dollars each year. To understand how a tiny creature like a bird can threaten a steel giant like an airplane, we need to delve into scientific principles and real-life stories. And there are no shortage of horrifying examples. Don't let the bird's small size fool you. A 4 kilograms wild goose, flying at about 80 kilometers per hour, when colliding with an airplane taking off at about 250 kilometers per hour, will create a relative impact velocity of 92 meters per second, equivalent to a 6 kilograms bowling ball thrown at 200 kilometers per hour. With such a strong impact, the engine, cockpit glass, or even the metal airframe may be destroyed. Among them, the engine is the biggest weak point of the aircraft. The jet engine is the heart of a modern aircraft. It sucks in air at high speed, compresses it, burns it, and pushes the hot air out the back to create thrust. When a bird is sucked into an engine, the entire system is thrown into chaos. The feathers, bones, and tissues of the bird not only break the engine blades, but also cause a severe imbalance that can cause the engine to fail immediately. A clear example of this is the historic event on Flight 1549 on January 15, 2009. As the Airbus 320 took off from New York City, a flock of geese flew straight into both engines, completely shutting them down. Pilot Sully made a miraculous emergency landing on the Hudson River, saving all 155 people on board. It was not only a story of pilot courage, but also a sobering reminder of the dangers birds pose to aircraft engines. The story has been made into a movie and is very good. Next, the glass of the cockpit, where the pilot flies the plane, is specially designed to withstand the pressure and forces of the outside environment. However, if a large bird, weighing 4 to 7 kilograms, crashes straight into the glass at high speed, the impact force can be equivalent to a giant bullet. This causes the cockpit glass to crack, shatter, or even completely destroy, causing the pilot to lose visibility and control of the aircraft. There have been tragic accidents in history where the cockpit glass could not withstand the force of a bird strike. In 1960, an Aston Airlines plane was hit by an eagle directly into the cockpit, shattering the glass and causing the pilot to lose control, leading to a serious accident. In addition to the engines and cockpit windows, the airframe is also the place that suffers the most damage for bird strikes. Large birds, such as geese, when they hit the nose or wings of an aircraft, can cause dents, cracks, or deformations to this seemingly sturdy metal structure. This not only affects the aerodynamics, but also makes the aircraft more susceptible to problems during takeoff, flight, and landing. Bird strikes are a common occurrence and a cause for concern in the global aviation industry. According to the Federal Aviation Administration, more than 13,000 aircraft bird strikes are reported each year in the United States, which equates to about 35 per day. This is a staggering number, especially when you consider that every day dozens of aircraft are at risk of being hit by a single bird. And these are just the officially reported cases. Many more small incidents are likely to be overlooked. Globally, the number of bird strikes could be as high as 100,000 each year, enough to show that this is not just a local problem, but a global challenge. The majority of bird strikes occur during takeoff and landing, when the aircraft is below 3,000 feet. And this is a high-traffic area for many birds, especially around airports. According to the International Air Transport Association, about 65% of strikes occur within 8 kilometers of an airport. This makes airport areas a hotspot for bird strikes. Airports near lakes, rivers, or landfills, which attract large numbers of birds, are at even greater risk. The economic consequences of bird strikes are also significant. It is estimated that bird strikes cost the world between $1.2 billion and $1.5 billion each year. This includes the cost of repairing aircraft, replacing engines, lost revenue due to flight delays or cancellations, and related indirect costs such as caring for affected passengers. To put that into perspective, the average cost of repairing damage from a bird strike is between $10,000 and $200,000. However, in more serious cases, especially when the engine is severely damaged or needs to be replaced, the cost can be as high as $10 to $20 million per aircraft. Not all birds pose the same danger. Small birds like sparrows and pigeons don't usually cause serious damage. But when it comes to larger birds like the 7 to 13-pound Canada goose, the 9 to 15-pound great egret, or the egret, the consequences can be devastating. A large goose, when struck by a jet engine at high speed, is like a giant bullet. Canada geese alone cause more than 300 strikes each year in the United States, with serious economic and safety consequences. Even in remote areas, where sea or ice is present, the risk of bird strikes remains. A Royal Air Force report found that many of the strikes occurred in Arctic or Atlantic waters, where seabirds are most active. This shows that birds are not only a problem in urban areas or airports near rivers, but also a challenge for all flights around the world. But why do birds like to collide with planes? Because airports, where thousands of flights take place every day, happen to be favorite destinations for many birds. This is not a coincidence, but a result of the environment around the airport and the living habits of birds. Birds have no concept of human airspace rules, and airports, under ideal conditions, are among the most dangerous areas for aircraft-bird collisions. One major reason birds are drawn to airports is because the natural environments surrounding many airports are often well-suited for birds to live and feed. Many airports are built near lakes, rivers, or wetlands to facilitate drainage or to take advantage of the open space. But these areas are also home to many waterfowl, such as geese, ducks, and storks. Birds often gather here to feed or rest, and their flight paths coincide with the takeoff and landing routes of aircraft. Additionally, landfills or food storage areas near airports attract scavenging birds such as gulls, increasing the risk of collisions. Many creative solutions have been developed to reduce the risk of bird strikes, protecting aircraft and passengers while respecting the natural environment. One of the most effective is the use of bird detecting radar. The system works similarly to air traffic control radar, but is specifically designed to track the movements of flocks of birds. The radar can detect the location, number, and direction of flight of birds in real time. When a bird approaches a dangerous area, the system will alert air traffic control to adjust the route or even delay the flight. For example, Amsterdam Schiphol Airport in the Netherlands has successfully applied this technology, significantly reducing the number of bird strikes thanks to early detection and timely warnings. In addition to radar, people also use sound and light devices to scare birds away from the airport area. These sounds simulate the alarm of birds or the sounds of predators such as hawks, causing birds to feel danger and fly away. Lasers or flashing lights are also deployed to make birds uncomfortable and not harm them. At Singapore's Changi Airport, the sound and light system is programmed automatically and operates continuously to ensure the safety of aircraft while still being friendly to the natural environment. A natural but extremely effective solution is to use animals to manage birds. At many airports, sniffer dogs are trained to patrol runways. They will chase birds away from dangerous areas. At the same time, the aviation industry is constantly improving the design of aircraft and engines to protect against bird strikes. Modern engines are designed to withstand small bird strikes without shutting down. Cockpit windows and noses are reinforced with special materials to reduce the risk of cracking in the event of a large bird strike. However, large birds like Canada geese still pose a challenge that technology has not yet fully solved. The role of scientific research in reducing these collisions cannot be overlooked. Ecologists regularly monitor bird movements, especially during migration. This data helps airports map safe flight routes or adjust takeoff and landing times to avoid periods of high bird activity. At Germany's Frankfurt Airport, analysis of migratory bird habits has significantly reduced the number of collisions while protecting the natural ecosystem. Thus, bird collisions are not a small problem in the aviation industry. A small bird combined with the enormous speed of an aircraft can become a natural bullet that destroys the most modern human machines. Real-life stories, statistics, and solutions being implemented have proven that despite their small size, birds are still a dangerous opponent to the aviation industry. This reminds us that in the sky, both planes and birds need to be protected in their own way.